Hi fashion lovers, today we are making curtain this girly gown. Okay, so basically this is the calculation I'll be working with. The measurements: shoulder 16, bust 40, waist 32, half length 17, gown length 38, bust point 10. All right, now it depends on the kind of dart you'll be using. Is a matter of choice. Okay, so once you divide, you add your allowance. I added plus 3 to each because of the kind of dart, princess dart, so that is why I added 3 inches. And I summed it up. At my bust I have 13 and my waist I have 15. Half length is 17. Now the bust point is 10. Okay, so that is it. That is the measurement we'll be working with. Now if you're not working, if your dart will be in a waist dart, you don't need, you can work with 2 at the bust. All right, at the waist you can equally work with 3. Now this is my pattern paper. Okay, it is folded into 2. This is folded into 2, and this is the length. The total length of this pattern paper I'm using is 24.5. Okay, now if you watch this gown we are making, it has guys, if you watch the neck, it has is tied. Okay, the turtleneck or the halter neck, it is tied. All right, now you can decide to extend it or not, but in this case I'll be making the pattern will be going for is the pattern where you'll be cutting both the tied straps. All right, cutting it together. So that is why you see this extension. I actually started my measurement from the down. You can see I placed it. What I have up is for the extension, and it can be more than this. Okay, if the fabric is, the pattern is less, more, I will have more. Okay, so I basically mark my half length, my armhole depth, which is 7.5, and my bust point, that is what I just marked here. All right, now remember, it is the half length is 17, so I just place my tape from the under, from the down, to measure 17. What I have up is for the straps, for the rope. Okay, so the 2 lines right now is my bust point and my armhole depth. Then I'll mark my shoulder. I'm working with shoulder 8. Okay, then I'll come down and mark the same 8 so I can use rule and connect it. Okay, so I'll use my rule and connect it. Just, I'm trying to draft out the basics. Okay, this is my shoulder, my bust point, and you already know the down is my waist. Okay, so getting to this place is like marking your basic measurement. All right, what next? You start your measurement according to the calculation. I have 13 on my bust. Remember we did calculation 13, and the waist was think 9, or there, yeah, 9. So you connect, you use rule and connect it. That is the basic measurement, the basic drafting first. The difference between this and your basic draft is just that extension, that space I left on top. You can see where the on top. If you're making this dress, you don't want to join the straps or the rope, you don't want to join it, you have to cut it together. Okay, so this is just like a basic blouse pattern, a basic top pattern, a basic half length pattern. All right, so haven't got in here, I'll go for my nipple to nipple. I'll be using 4.5 for the dart. Okay, now 4.5 for my dart. First, in this video I'll be starting with the waist dart. Okay, if you're okay with waist dart, you just mark out your waist dart. All right, so 1 inches below your armhole, your bust point, is your where we'll stop our waist dart. You know that, right? It can be 1 inch, it can be 1.5, it can be 2 inch below your bust point. You mark your waist dart. All right, so basically I'm trying to connect the waist dart, achieve that first. This is our waist dart. Okay, if this is the dart I'm working with, then we are good to go. But there will be a prince, is a princess dart, so I'll be connecting it. Now once you have marked your dart, you come to the shoulder, mark 3 inches. The neck width I'll be working with is 3 inches. You can go for 3.5. 3 inches, 3.5 is the mark. I think 3.5 is the maximum, except you don't want it more exposing. Okay, if you don't want it more exposing, go with 3.5. Okay, now you have marked your 3.5. The next thing, you mark your depth. What is your depth? The depth of the V. If you watch that dress, is a V. What depth are you working with? Do you want to go by the half length? If you watch on the person's dress, you can see the upper part of the chest is actually showing a little bit, so it's your choice. Now use your French curve. It's not just anyhow V. You have to use your French curve to cut this V. Your French curve should be used to cut this V. Now if you don't like that 7.5 I did, you can go down a little bit. This is 8.5 I just marked. Okay, you get your French curve. Now I will advise you not to get to the bust point. You know, one of the major reasons I equally use the bust point is for me to be able to determine where the neck depth stops. You should not get to the bust point, if not it will be more exposing. For me, I will like to go with 7.5. It is very much okay. Okay, now once you have done that, the next thing is you connect your French curve. You use your French curve and connect for your princess dart, but I'm used to using free hands. Okay, so once you that, the next thing is you connect from the neck depth, neck width. You mark 2.5. That is 2.5 I marked. You can go for 3, but I don't want it too wide, so I'm working with 2.5. Then you've placed it this way. You can see how I placed it with your French curve. Okay, with your French curve you connect. You see the connection? That is it. Now for me, I will equally go in a little bit. Okay, by ½ inches. You see where I marked it? I'll connect it in, then join back the line. You see what I did? Good. I will not want the armpit to be too excessive, you know, so I would like it this way, will be better. You can go in more if you wish to, whichever one. So once you've got it to this level, all right, the next thing is you get your long rule, place it straight. That is the reason why I left this upper part, is because of this thing I'm doing now. You see how it is? Place it this way. Like I said, if you do not want your dress to be, you don't want to join this extension I did now, you want to cut it straight, you can equally join it if you like. Now if you want the tip to be curved, it's a matter of choice. Now my extension, all right, is smaller. Yours can be bigger. Okay, when cutting I'll have to place more extension when cutting it on the fabric. Okay, now from my shoulder to that extension is about, from the shoulder upwards, what I have left there is 7 inches. So definitely I think 12 should be the better. So when cutting it, you place it on the fabric and extend it. So let's cut. Okay, now I went for the second neckline, the first neckline, neck depth, sorry. So whichever one you're comfortable with is matter of choice, but for me I believe that one will be very much okay. Which one am I talking about? This one. All right, now for us to cut the back, this is our front. The next thing is for us to cut the back of this dress. Now the back of this dress does not have any straps. It is a strapless, nothing on the shoulder. The back is completely open. Okay, so therefore there is no upper part of it. It's just from the armhole down. Okay, so what I just need to do is fold this fabric into two. Okay, place my pattern, the front pattern, starting from the armhole, and cut. Now the front pattern has 3 inches added as for the princess dart. Now if I'm working with a waist dart on the back, what I just need to do is reduce the measurement. Okay, reduce it by 1 inches, work with 2 inches. You can see how the back is. Now you can see the rope that dropped at the back. My rope of 7 inches is not enough. When cutting the fabric, I will have to extend the rope to be longer, up to 15, 12. Okay, have that in mind. So because the front is a little bit too big because of the allowance I added, I'm reducing it by 1 inches. I just folded 1 inches. You see it? Because I'm placing it. I don't need to measure it out. I just need to place it and cut. Okay, and remember the back is by the armhole. You see how it is? So exactly the armhole straight is what I'm to cut. So it doesn't need much stress, much calculation on it. Okay, let me hold it down, then get my scissors. Okay, now you see what I'm cutting. Now there is zip at the back of this dress. Yes, there is zip at the back, so that is the 1 inches I left there. I left 1 inches for the zip. Let me leave that is zip allowance. All right, it's for the zip 1 inches, and the other side I just need to get scissors and cut. Okay, now for the down of this skirt is gathered and is two-step gathered skirt. That is what the down part of it is. So once you're done with the upper part, you just need to get gathers and attach to it, and your gown is ready. So basically this is my pattern, you can see. So let me open it properly so you see it. Like I said, if you do not want to join this rope, attach it, you better cut it this way. Now when cutting it on the pattern paper, all I need is extend my extension. Okay, make it to up to 15 or 12, for you to have that drop. You can see the drop at the back. Right, now once you have done that, the next thing is you get that back you cut, place it this way. You can see what I'm placing. Let's just place it properly so you see how it looks. I'll have to use pin to hold this down so it will stay properly. So guys, remember, if you have any question, all right, drop it on the comment section and give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. All right, I post video every day on a daily basis. So for it to stick, I need to pin it so you see how the cutting was done and the result so far. You can see it is giving our gown. What is left is just get your gathers and add to the downward fit, and you're good to go. Now for the finishing of this dress, please bear in mind that the front in particular must be finished with facing, meaning that fabric you're using to sew it, you have to cut two of the front using the same fabric. Why? Because of the rope, because of the straps, whatever you get. Have that in mind. Then if you want yours straight, fine. If you want it curved, whichever way you want it, it can be straight, it can be curved at the end. Okay, and secondly, the back, you can equally do the same at the back. Okay, finish it properly using lining. The back you can decide to use facing depending on the fabric you're using and the thickness.